Welcome to Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope, the Facebook page on YouTube. And no, you're not seeing things. This is Tyrion Lannister, which has nothing to do with Superman. I've just seen the finale of Games of Thrones. Wow. I'm not going to spoil it, in case you guys and girls haven't seen it. Maybe you haven't even watched it yet, and I know a lot of people have been giving them the box sets of season 1, and they're now, slowly getting on to season 2, so I just best watch what I say. Or, I'll just put a spoiler at the end. That's what I'll do. I'll put a spoiler at the end and I'll say, spoiling time. Okay? Right. First of all, I am so pleased to announce stuff. I mentioned it on the Facebook page. We have Film Junkie. I was friends with him on Facebook. I've been following his stuff on YouTube channel, and we found that we had a lot in common. Our views and opinions on things DC related. So I thought, what a great benefit. Instead of just uploading his videos to the page and broadcast, why not get him to do his own PR on our page? Because I'm not really for, he's got more views than me, or he's got this. I'm just wanting the positive DCEU news out there. And I'll be lucky, to be honest, if I reach any more than 300 subscribers. But this guy, he's got loads of subscribers, and his views on DC are mine. So if I can get his, who's talented, by the way, he is very good, he's got a gift of the gab, and if we can somehow work together and get the positive stuff out there, what's the better? And it's better for us. And of course, recently, it's just, I don't know what's been happening, and there's been some daft news coming about, like Justice League being a sequel to Batman v Superman. Hello, where have you been for the last couple of years? Of course, it's a blooming, sequel to Batman v Superman. None of the DCU films so far has never been connected to the DCEU. We have the same Batman and Superman and Flash and Aquaman for Batman v Superman in it. And hello, of course it's got to be connected. Ninny. So I thought I'd read out a couple of the pictures that I said read a couple of pictures. It's just the words beside the picture that I thought would clear up some of the stuff. And you can find this on my Facebook page. So Justice League reshoots will not change Zack Snyder's vision. That's something being re-altered today by Mark Hughes. It was done ages ago. Host of the Superhero News podcast, according to him, these reshoots are absolutely nothing to worry about, and they're unfolding exactly as planned, meaning all those rumours of the tone being rechanged and the ending being reworked are just that, rumours. In short, Snyder fans can rest easily knowing that the Justice League will keep his vision intact and won't turn out to be a Joss Whedon affair. As of right now, despite the fact that there have been some extended time and it's like, okay, this is still why are they still doing shoots on this? There's been a lot of downtime in between shooting because of people's schedules. They have not been shooting this entire time. The amount of content that has been shot and is being shot is still pretty much what they expected and figured was going to happen. Now, that is one of them. And as I say, the reshoots are all Zack Snyder's vision and ideas as well. Shazam director confirms Billy, confirms character will be played by 2 actors. Seriously. Shazam's going to be played by 2 characters. That must have taken a long time for you to figure that a wee boy, I know he's not a wee boy, okay, a wee boy to a man cannot be done by the same person. That is just ridiculous. Are you trying to say Tom Hanks and Big was the same was the wee boy at the start. No, so that's just totally hello. After working with a child actor, or if he employed some sort of de-aging process for the adult lead instead, yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. That seems like way too much hassle, so I think it's just kind of best to have a kid and an adult. I can't believe the stupidity. I can't believe the stupidity of that article, that we need an article for news. You know, it's almost like saying, Superman will be played by a man, or Wonder Woman will be played by a woman. Superman 2 is a sequel to Superman 1. It's just ridiculous. And now here's another one. And now there's also going to be a new separate banner of DC movies on the big screen, adapting one-shot stories and ideas that deserve to be seen by fans and audiences that need creative talents to bring them to life without having to fit into existing larger cinematic universe. Demands and opens a door for Warner and DC Entertainment to pursue both connected and unconnected DC stories and use characters in whatever way works best to serve a given story. More films, more options, more ways to imagine and see these characters in various forms and literations. We already have TV versions, some of them connected to each other and some not, and they exist fine alongside the big screen versions that remain apart from the TV stories. Audiences are more open and able to handle these differences nowadays, I think, and will appreciate more options. So it's good that a studio is willing to take the risks and give filmmakers the creative freedom to pursue the projects they want to make in the way they want to make them. So for me, that's basically saying, who's to say they can't be a Batman on the TV, right? Because we already have Superman appearing as Supergirl, and then we have the Man of Steel already in the cinema. So who's to say we can't have different adaptations and different ways of looking at the character? We don't all have to follow Christopher Reeve's version. We don't have to follow Tom Welling's and whatnot version of the one character, or the Michael Keaton's. We can have various different forms of that character. Here's another one. Movies, and this one is apparently different from Gotham Sirens, a different Harley Quinn spin-off meant to showcase several top female villains from the DC stable, which Suicide Squad director David Ayer is attached to direct. Robbie is on board. That project is executive producer. This comes as the film she produced, I, Tonya, in which she plays a disgraced Olympic figure skater. Tonya Harding is shaping up to be arguably the most coveted acquisitions title for the upcoming Toronto Film Festivals. Her portrayal as Harley Quinn was a major bright spot in Suicide Squad as a nurse who loses her soul. I don't know, but these are all sort of positive news and stuff. Is there any more? Or the Justice League. The Justice League artist art of the film book that's become online on Amazon recently. Well, that's good. There was also an article about the Joker, which I'm having problems finding, but I know I posted it. There's a nice article by Russell Berger. But as we know, as you say, let's judge Warner Brothers on the DC films that actually get made. Yeah, that's a given. Let's just judge the films when they're out and not judge films that haven't been done. And here's Gal Gadot basically resulting in. But true to form, Gal Gadot doesn't buy into the controversy. Look, she says, Jaws, to my understanding, was Zack's choice to finish the movie, and the tone can't be completely different because the movie was already shot. Jaws is just fine tuning. And again, there was articles relating to Jared Leto on video and stuff like that, saying what nonsense it is for him. All this, the stories about him not being the Joker and everything else. Matt Reeves clarifies that the Batman movies will be, with Ben Affleck, and which means standalone. It just means less of cameos will be in it. No, this is more. John Luca's movie tonight. The Hollywood Reporter is back with news about a Joker movie that will take place inside that. John. Yep. No, so what's that? No, man, I'm just going through my page photos. Because it's slow news day, so we might as well just recap on the positive stuff that was this week. Jared Leto and Margot Robbie are due to reprise their roles as DC's most popular villains. Who's laughing now? Glenn Ferricker and John Requa, directors and executive producers of the hit NBC drama This Is Us, and also wrote and helmed the 2011 film Crazy Stupid Love, are entering the DC cinematic universe at Warner Brothers. The duo are in final negotiations to pen and hem an untitled movie project centering on Batman villains Joker and Harley Quinn. Jared Leto and Margot Robbie are due to reprise their roles as the villains amongst the most popular characters in the DC pantheon. Wow, I said that. And which they are first portrayed in 2016 Suicide Squad. Insiders say that the plan is for the feature to go after the studio makes a sequel to Suicide Squad. The latter is on development, fast-tracked and out to directors, but the Joker and Harley Quinn movie is also moving fast as Warner Brothers has to contend with actors holding agreements, says sources. The film is described as a criminal love story, according to one source, featuring the two murdering maniacs who are cornerstones in the Batman mythos. One insider offered this an insane and twisted love story when Harry met Sally on benzodine. You can just imagine that cafe scene with that. Can't you? Additionally, the project falls within Warner's main line of movies based on DC properties. That includes the current picks released and in production that features Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill as Superman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, among characters who collectively from the Justice League. Warner Brothers is simultaneously beginning to develop a line of DC-related films that will fall outside the established cinematic universe, which sees actors and storylines threaded throughout multiple movies. Joker movie in the works with Hangover filmmaker. The new line or possible label will allow for making of movies that will stand apart and separate from those big budget tentpoles. And in a movie showing how popular the character is as a Joker solo movie is being developed by a potential directing vehicle for the Hangover filmmaker Todd Phillips. It is intended to star an actor other than Leto, because it's an out there world, it's not connected to the DCEU. Yada yada yada. This strategy will distinguish Warner's superhero movies for all those competitors, namely Disney, which has a highly unconnected Marvel universe of films, as well as Star Wars. The latter has the main saga, first begun by creator George Lucas decades ago, and is now making standalone outings that are, the least at this stage, intended to fill in a backstory for the main ongoing story. Warner Brothers may not be expanding its universe as much as doubling down on the voracious appetite audience seems to have for these characters at this point in time. God, what's it in? Ferrica and Requa previously wrote and directed I Love You, Philip Morris, and followed that up with Crazy Stupid Love, which starred Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone. The duo worked with Robbie when they wrote and directed the 2015 heist movie Focus and the 2016 war comedy Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Never seen it. Ferrica and Requa are also executive producers and direct episodes of This Is Us. That is up for 9 Emmy Awards next month. The pair are right. So there we go. They're just trying to create. You've got your created universe. You know, which all these characters, Leto and Ben Affleck's all attached to. That's one universe. Then you've got the other great novels that are out there that us comic book fans know of. And you know, they've already done it in the animated, so why not have some other actor playing the Joker doing the Killing Joke or something? Is there a problem with that? Yes, because it's the same as people that love a TV show don't like the movies, and people that love the movies don't like the TV shows. There is always going to be somebody that plays a character that's going to like him above the other person playing that character, and then they're going to moan about, oh, that character's more truer to the character than the one in the movies, or that one in that film is playing it better than, you know, it's like what we have just now with Heath Ledger and Jack Nicholson and Jared Leto. Who's playing who? What character is more like the character you read? It's all self-interpretation of how you see that character. I'm just glad in a way that Warner Brothers is treating us with people with enough common sense that we can accept these different variations of the Joker and put our personal feelings inside them, who we like the best, and just let's hope that the story hangs up. I mean, my thoughts for the people that didn't like Suicide Squad, mainly maybe because of the Joker. Was it really the Joker, or was it just the story that you didn't like? Maybe if the story was handled different, the writing was different, Jared Leto would have pulled something way off differently. But for me, who understands where the filmmaker was trying to make and the style and why he was taking the character in a different route, that's all for me. It's something fresh, something new. They didn't make Joker camp, you know, they didn't make him like a comedian, you know, and so for me, it's worked. He's a villain. He was a nasty piece of work in it, you know. So that works. That's fine. He didn't play him stupid. Right. Spoilers. Right, I got into conversation. Like, spoilers for Games of Thrones. So turn off now. Turn off. Away. Right. Yep. I thought, brilliant. I had to somehow. I went to work, and some people didn't get the whole. Now, the whole sort of Jon Snow is related to the Targaryens, right? And I had to like backtrack and explain. No, oh, it's brother and sister. No, it's not brother and sister. It's auntie and nephew. Then I talked to somebody that didn't put them together until that final episode, where everyone that I knew that been watching the programme already twigged that Jon Snow was a Targaryen. So I had to go online and, you know, write a paragraph. Mad King had a couple of sons, had a daughter. One of the sons fell in love with the Stark sister, Ned Stark's sister. They got secretly married because Targaryens love to keep it in the family because it makes the blood pure. The Mad King was killed by Jaime Lannister, and oh, I forget his name. Ned Stark's best friend, who was king in season 1, he was lied to. He was told that her Ned Stark's sister, who he also loved, was kidnapped and raped. So he then goes and attacks the Targaryen with a big hammer, kills him, and let's start the war and everything else. A lot of people had some problems about how, you know, the distance with why the walkers hadn't even reached the wall. Well, Ned Stark's going to start to the side. Littlefinger's out of the game. It was done by the two sisters. There was a part of me that didn't want him to die because I would like his punishment to be more of psychological level, because that's what he's been doing. He's been playing them psychological. Yeah, he did get a wee bit of psychological at the end by pretending the sister was going to go for it. I just know that there's a lot of politics still happening, and there's still room for more politics rather than go into the next season with just fights. we had that guy who had his wee thing cut off. He's away to free his sister. So I think he's going to stop them getting the big bank and the elephants and everything else. He's going to stop them because he's freeing his sister. So what else? So that might stop that thing. So that's a wee story there. And then you've got the town folk in Winterfell, and they've got to come to terms with who Jon Snow is, being told by Bran. So Bran's got to explain to them, and of course he's heir to the throne. So how are they two going to mix? What's going to happen to Cersei? What's happening with Jaime Lannister? Is he fated to kill his sister? It's for me, there's still a few episodes to go before we need to have to fight the walkers. But again, the walkers through the wall, they're not all that far with Winterfell. So let me know in your comments below anything. Just mind if it's about Games of Thrones, mind you don't spoil it for anybody. Leave your comments below. Find me on Facebook, Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope, and let's be positive out there. And thanks again, Film Junkie, for joining our ranks.